my um, leads on demand.
Yeah.
So where I buy leads.
Hmm.
So it's not like I'm going to be ignoring them.
You know, there's nothing wrong, nothing in the world wrong with you just go ahead and keep on sponsoring people, and,
Yeah.
and building that level yourself. However, I honestly feel like it would be better for your whole team there if they sponsored them. Uh,
Hmm.
it would be
I
more
agree.
more more motivational for them. It would be bottom line. It would be less money for you if they sponsor them rather than you sponsor them. But I think
Hmm.
it would help the team grow quicker, it grow faster, and they would learn more, and they probably would wind up with people that would duplicate. The biggest thing is we want to make sure that everybody comes in, keeps get tying into the system, so that we can keep promoting and motivating and teaching the duplication, so that they can everybody they bring in can also have the advantage of that and duplicate as well. So
Hmm.
you know
Okay.
the biggest key we got right here right now is that everybody we bring in we need to tie into the system, whether it's
Yeah.
winning team or whether it's TGI or whatever we choose that works best. We need to keep
Well,
them
we need to
tied
do
into the
both,
group.
I think.
I absolutely 100% agree with you, 100%. But we need to make sure that we're getting them into the social atmosphere of the group, you know, and so that they become part of the group, because that's what will motivate them to duplicate. And duplication is our number one goal. You know, we also got an opportunity here. We got several different businesses, several different income streams here. In almost all of them take four people on the front line, except for Stifle, but it only takes two. But that's all right. Uh, if we get four people on one line of on the front line of one of those businesses, there's nothing in the world to stop us from taking those same four people and promoting them to go ahead and get into the other businesses as well, the other
Hmm.
streams. And in other words, you're duplicating from the same database there. You're increasing your income streams, increasing your opportunity and your the financial opportunity.
Hmm.
With doing just the work one time there. If we can promote everybody to go ahead and become part of all the multiple streams and build at once. When we take one program and target it, and I think the Four Corners here is the number one program. I think will be the easiest one to for to target and get people coming into. But every time they come in and say, hey, look, you're already here, you already done the work one time. Just all you got to do is go over here and sign up. And for those other couple, two or three, your Feeder Matrix and your Eagle Maniac and stuff like that, they're all really, 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 really low income, low income expenditure to get involved with them. But you can just bring those four and build the same team over and over there. Am I
Yeah.
making sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's something we need to consider too. But number one goal, first of all, is you bring them into Four Corners in the TGI, and then we get them involved with the group, with the team in the social aspect of it, so that they feel like they are part of something here. And then when they do, then we can promote them, going ahead and becoming part of the other income streams as well. We got
Oh,
it.
did I hear that you sponsored Sandy into TGI?
Yes, I did.
That's good.
Yeah, and I'm fairly sure.
So if David still wants to join, he should join into you since I am my four.
I hadn't thought about that, but that's fine. That sounds like a good idea too. I'll we'll talk to him tonight if necessary. If not, I'll follow up with him after the call. But
Right, because
yeah,
I wouldn't want to stun his group by putting him on my second line,
no,
because he won't benefit from any spillover that way.
not as much. You're right. I'm not a super big fan of spillover anyway. You know that, don't you?
Well, neither am I, but if I create it, then that's different.
Yeah, but spillover tends to have a tendency to kill a leg. You know,
Hmm.
especially if you spill over someone, underneath someone else, and that person you put in under them is a dud and doesn't do anything. Of course, we don't have any duds, do we? But if they
Oh,
happen to be a dud and don't do anything, you almost kill that line. So
yeah.
you're 25% of the line anyway, and that's not a good thing. So I
No.
that's one of the reasons I'd recommend that it'd be better if your second line, if the people you've sponsored already start sponsoring their own people rather than looking for spillover from you. However, once once things get established and rolling, there's no reason in the world why you can't add more people. So
Yeah. Wow.
we got. I'm working with Sandy and Doug right now on producing that. Producing it as a website rather than a PowerPoint. The the steps we was talking about, the four steps, so that we can you know
Right.
teach people the steps to do, and so that it's duplicatable. Everybody got the same thing, the same program in front of them, and doing the same thing. And Doug's come up with it's real simple because that's all it's intended to do, just be that one guideline. But he's come up with a little web page, and I'm gonna work with him again tonight after the call and see if we can't hone it in and fine tune it.
Mhm. Now, did you see that Chris moved? Chris Carafotis?
Moved? No.
They lowered the price to the banners. It's
Oh
only
yeah,
$3.95 now.
I saw that. I did see that. Yes.
That's probably a good thing.
Uh,
Probably still too much though.
I think it really is because a banner is just too easy to build. It's too easy to make a
Hmm.
banner, and even I can do that. So if I can do it, I know anybody can. And so I'm not trying to.
I think she found out that she couldn't make the money, so she lowered the price.
I'm not trying to knock her for trying to build a business making banners for people and charging them, but that's what this country's built on, free enterprise. But I think she's picking a product and a service that there's not a real market for. Uh, and almost every program out there has their own banners. Just like you can go to Stiforp, you can go to Backpage. There's a bunch of banners there, and almost every one of them has banners and stuff already. So uh, I just really think she's beating a dead horse. But I mean, not that she doesn't do good work. She does beautiful work, excellent work. But it's just I just don't think there's a real market there for it. So maybe she's struggling, and that's why she's dropped her price down. But like I said, it's too easy to come up with free banners, good banners that are free. If you can't make your own, there's plenty of them out there.
Yeah. We were talking with my wife, and they announced the Valentine's Day banquet
Yeah.
for the church, and this year it's at an Amish restaurant called Hartville Kitchen, which probably the favorite restaurant of maybe 90% of the people in my congregation,
Yeah,
but they want $21.95 a person,
that's a lot.
and that's a lot. And I don't think I can afford it, and I'm sure a lot of those senior saints who are there can't afford it.
Hmm.
And they said they need 30 people, and I think they're going to fall flat.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna talk to Pastor on when he comes back from his trip. He's out in Pennsylvania for a funeral,
Mm.
and tell him he doesn't have a snowball's chance in Hades to get his 30 people that he needs for a banquet.
Mm.
And all, and whoever lined it up apparently were suckers, or either that or they just were uninformed because they just agreed to the price.
Or
They
they had
didn't say,
contacts already with the restaurant, and they're trying to help their contacts out as well, so or something like that.
mm-hmm,
But it's just, or wanting to
that's too
help boost the restaurant, and that's that's
that,
okay, but that's still that price point is going to be really, really prohibitive, I think.
that's almost $44 for a couple.
Yeah,
And most people, and it doesn't even say if that includes a gratuity. And
probably
most
doesn't.
people will say that they don't have no $50 plus
Hmm.
to lay on the board for a dinner for two people. So I think I need to take this to the pastor and let him know that he needs to reconsider where if we can't lower the price somehow, then we need to go somewhere else where it is affordable
Well,
and
I'm sure there's a lot of places out there that is more affordable than that. That's
hmm yeah. But my wife and I are used to eating at a nice restaurant for $30 or less. And if we pay more we don't get a great meal, we feel gypped.
well,
And Hartville's a great restaurant, but that's too much.
my wife and I had supper tonight, and I'm far as I'm concerned, it was a great meal. I'm full, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think she did too. It's hard to tell. She don't eat very much as it is, but I think she did enjoy it, and we come out with for $17 for the two of us.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's a big difference, a
hmm
big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
It was a little bit more now. We left a tip, so I think she left $7 or $8 for a tip. For the
hmm
but you add
That's
even
pretty
even
generous.
even add that that's still way below
I
that
don't.
40 or $50.
I like to go to Applebee's because I'll go during happy hour and drink my either my hot chocolate depending on the season or my iced tea depending on the season and get half priced appetizers from 3 till 6.
Hmm.
And I will walk out of there for less than $10 for the total. So,
Yep.
but I get to see my friends and visit with them and see
Yeah.
what their needs are and try to be a minister while I'm there. And so, but they got great hot chocolate, $2.34. It's not a big cup, but it's pretty good.
Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia. You've reached our winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. It's Sandy. I'm sorry I'm so late.
Are you late? I was thinking you was early.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, happy birthday.
Thank you. It was a good day.
Oh, I'm so glad. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah, thanks for the sentiments on Skype.
That's fine. I happened to see that this morning when I was busy on there and thought, oh, golly, a birthday boy.
Yep.
Actually, both you and David. Gosh.
I got 25 different people congratulating me on my birthday on Skype today. So.
Oh, on Skype. That's terrific.
On Skype. And then I got a whole bunch, I think about 10, on LinkedIn, congratulating me on my job anniversary. I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, that came up when I was on LinkedIn this afternoon. Yeah.
So.
I usually get the congratulations on Facebook for my birthday, but I have never received them on Skype. That's terrific.
Mhm.
Well, I got it this morning. There must have been a half a dozen different people on Skype had birthdays today. So
yeah, a popular day.
It's Martin Luther King birthday too.
Nah.
Oh, today is.
Mike, I know what you're going to say. Go ahead and say it.
Well, the official holiday is Robert E. Lee's birthday, but you know.
It's okay. It's unspoken.
What did he ever do that was special?
I think he probably stirred up about as much trouble as Martin Luther King did.
Well, at least. Oh well. So it's cold here today. How's the weather down in Georgia and North Carolina?
Cold.
Yeah, we've got like 40s, but it's so raw.
It's wet.
I don't think the sun is ever going to shine again. I mean, you get up and it's like, oh, not again. It's so gloomy out there.
I think the sun got lost.
We got some people coming for dinner tomorrow night, and I've got to get this house clean. And you know how much you feel like doing anything when it's crummy out. You just don't want to do anything.
Yep.
So I kind of just poked around. It's a good day to get caught up on IBO. So I spent time doing that. Put it off as long as I could. That's why we were eating at 7:45 tonight.
Well, I don't know what your guys' problem is. I'm nice and warm.
But what?
I don't know what your problem is. I'm nice and warm when I'm in Ohio. I've got my calendar with my girl from Tempe in there, and so I'm nice and warm.
Congratulations, by the way. I heard the Buckeyes did pretty good.
Yep, they whooped. they opened up a can of whoop butt.
Yep.
And the man, I won't call him a boy because that's not popular up here, but the man that led was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Announced he's going back to Ohio State next year.
Wow.
He's not declaring for the draft, and so we're going to have ourselves a quarterback controversy.
Well, that's always good for generating interest in bringing fans to the stadium. So.
Because count them, we will have three different quarterbacks, all of which could be Heisman candidates.
Wow.
That are already with the team? Wow.
Yep.
Unusual.
Well, he was our third string quarterback, Cardale Jones. And J.T. Barrett led the team for the better part of the season and did real well, and he was the Heisman candidate this year, and then he broke his ankle in the final regular season game. And then the guy who was the offensive, the the most valuable player in the league for 2 years running, broke his ankle before the season even started.
Well, they were a mess.
So
Y'all,
Cardell Jones was his third string quarterback, and he led him to a national championship.
excuse me. Y'all carry on. I need to step out of here for just a second, and I'll be back in just a minute.
We'll be here.
Well, that's something.
Uh,
I could
so talk about a quarterback controversy.
Yeah.
Cardell and J.T. Barrett are both sophomores this year, so they'll be juniors next year. And the other guy will be a fifth-year senior.
Huh.
So we're not sure who is going to be quarterback, or if they'll alternate all three, or what.
Yeah. Well, if
But
the
you
one's
got-
going back to school.
Yeah, they're all going back to school. They're all smart kids.
Huh.
The fifth-year senior is well into his master's program. So
I don't follow national football anymore. Were they in the? So now they are in the playoffs.
yeah,
I know
they just barely made it too. They were the number 5 team in the country, and all four top 4 teams won the final week. But the fact is, one of the teams shared the title with another team, where the other 3 had won their playoffs for their league championship. So Ohio State snuck in under the wire.
Hmm. Yeah, I know the Panthers lost because they were going to go, but they
Oh
lost.
no, that's pro. This is college.
Oh, this is college ball. Now,
Yeah.
that I used to follow, but not anymore. We used to be big West Point fans, big Army fans, and I used to follow it years and years ago, but I haven't lately, not at all. Oh, so these kids are in school. When you say they're returning, what do you mean? They're
going back to school.
So they can play football?
Well, so they can study and get their degrees. They're smart kids. They want their degree. They realize that, yes, pro football will pay a lot of bills and make them a lot of money, but it won't give them longevity in their life. And they'll need an education to fall back on eventually.
Oh, that's good. That's smart.
Real smart. So I got a lot of admiration for these young men and women who go back to college and finish their degrees before they go pro.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah. I got hope for the younger generation yet, when they make good decisions like this, and when the teachers are encouraging them to do the right thing and not cash in for the quick buck.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so many people say, oh, they'll make millions in the NFL. That may be, but it won't last. And they won't have the maturity to know how to spend that kind of money.
No kidding.
And they'll blow it on all sorts of weird stuff.
Yep. And it'll be gone. And they're left with nothing.
Right. And they won't have their degree, and they won't be able to do anything.
I've got a solution there.
What's that?
What they need to do is if they're going to go that route, they need to join Four Corners, where they can get the financial library, and that'll in education there, and that'll solve the problem.
Mike, I can hear myself echoing now.
Yes, I hear it too.
Let me see here. Okay, now you can hear me, huh? I hope I got the right microphone on. I don't know why you hear that.
I'm echoing.
I don't hear you echoing. Is that any better? Say something.
Hello.
Is that better?
Hello?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, both me and Sandy are echoing. It must be you, Mike.
I don't know why I hadn't changed anything from what I had a while ago. Let me
You're
see.
not echoing. We are.
Let me.
I'm not hearing the echo now.
Well,
Oh,
I am.
I turned the volume down some so that. But I tell you what. Let me try changing to a different microphone here. I can do that by clicking a button. I think. Maybe I can. No, I can't. I can't without going offline. Let me see here.
you can't.
Can't without taking it offline and everything. That ain't good. What's the deal here? I can turn the volume on down, my volume on down, and see if that helps some.
How's things now? Oh, no echo.
No echo. Okay. Well, I'll leave it down there. I can hear fine. So if y'all can hear it without the echo, that's even better. Even
Yeah, we can
better.
hear you. Yeah, we're okay now. So, yeah, that's the answer. Get everybody into Four Corners for $18.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Solves all the problems in the world.
Mm-hmm. Looks like we're all by ourselves tonight, good people.
It's just like I told Sandy on Tuesday night when not too many people were showing up to start with there that the people that need to be here are here. Now we just need to do is find some new ones to add
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Can I excuse myself? I have to go to the men's room.
I reckon.
I'll be right back.
Don't get lost.
So fun on the restroom tonight.
uh, I've started a
Now I'm going to
try.
start coughing.
Yeah, bless you there. I've started trying something new here. I've started drinking celery juice. Celery juice is supposed to. I mean, it's supposed to take care of all kind of ailments and everything. And I got every ailment taken list. So,
Wow.
but this one of the things that celery juice does is it's supposed to be a real good diuretic too. So I think it, if nothing else, I think it's working on that part. So
That's what happened when we first started drinking the Kangen water. Oh my gosh, you couldn't go anywhere. It was terrible. But that's tapered down a bit. And when we were in Houston, we found in the store they don't have any Kangen water stores down there. We won't buy that machine for $4,000. That's just plain crazy.
mm-mm.
So we have a Kangen water store locally, and we couldn't find one in Houston. And they in the supermarket had alkaline water with the minerals added, because the alkaline that Kangen water, all the minerals are taken out. So we noticed a difference with the minerals. And after we got home, I found if you put a teaspoon of Himalayan salt in, well, actually it's diluted in water first.
Yeah.
But if you put a teaspoon of that in a glass of water first thing in the morning, you'll get your minerals.
Yeah.
So we've been trying that for about a week. So let's see what happens.
Well, that's
But
good.
where'd you hear about the celery juice?
We ran across that on the internet, and you know everything that on the internet is the gospel truth.
Oh, yeah.
But my wife and I ran across that, and it it we got a lot of old age problems.
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
you know, and with the bones and the joints, and it's supposed to be a great anti-inflammatory for that, and it's supposed to fix your blood pressure and your blood sugar and your kidneys and your liver, and I mean it's just supposed to fix all kind of things. So I figured I got so many of those symptoms, it couldn't, it's bound to help something, and
Right.
so we've been drinking celery juice every morning and every evening, and, and one of the
Gag
things
me with a spoon. Celery juice.
it's
Yeah.
actually it does not taste
Ah.
bad. It actually tastes good. Uh, and my wife's not a big fan of celery at all, but she'll drink the juice, so it's
Ah.
it's actually pretty good. If it does just a little bit of what it claims it'll do, then we'll be great.
Yeah, let me know, Mike, 'cause I could sure use some painkiller.
Yeah, absolutely.
Natural painkiller.
Well, it's also supposed to, of course, help with my cholesterol problems and stuff like that. A doctor called me the other day and told me I was borderline on having stroke and all this good stuff because my
Oh,
cholesterol was so
but
high. Of course, it's been that high all my life. But I figured we could at least try this. This is supposed to help the cholesterol as well. So, and I'll let you know. We'll keep a report on it as a running report as we go here.
good to know. Very good to know.
Before you come in, I was just telling Dave about the work you and Doug have already done, and we will continue on here to fine tune it and hone it. But I think it's going to be a real valuable tool that we'll be able to come
Oh,
up
that's
with.
good.
That's my goal, is to have a tool that when someone new, brand new, comes in, we can put this in front of them and say, look, this is the system. This is what you do. Just take these steps, follow them, don't deviate, and you'll duplicate. And that's my goal. And what Doug's come up with so far is, I assume it was mostly Doug's work. If I'm leaving you out on that one, I don't mean to, but
Now, we put our heads together, but you did the work. It was all based on that original doc,
you know,
and
of course that's
it's
real rough too, and we'll have to we'll have to fine tune and hone that now. But it's a excellent start that we've got here. So
yeah. I knew you wanted to make it more like a flow chart, so I
yeah,
didn't know how you want.
and what I'm really looking for is to say, look, someone brand new comes in. Here's your step one. Do this step one. When the expected results from step one happens, you move to step two, and this is what step two is, and you just move right on in. The time you get through step four, boom, you've got a new member in here, and what do? You start teaching them the same thing. And how do you teach them? You put this in front of them. You put this tool right in front of them and
Yeah,
say this, and therefore you create duplication. And when you've created duplication, then you go out and do it again.
yeah, that's
Just
good.
do it all over again, and you keep doing it. When for long you got your four, and you've taught them four to get their four. It's that's my goal. That's my dream, and I think this is a really really good start towards getting there. Uh,
Great. Oh,
uh, once we get it honed down and fine tuned, we can put it out to the team and see if the team's got any other input and add to it, and then, in a short period of time here, we should be able to come up with an excellent tool to use.
I believe you're right.
And
You're the
hope
best, Mike.
No, I'm not the best. I got the best team.
Together we're the best.
Together we're the best. Together we learn and earn.
Yay, team.
Yay! So I'm happy now. I went to the bathroom and I picked up another six-pack of beer, and I'm all set.
Oh, you're all. And I don't know. That may keep you from making it all the way here.
Oh well.
You'd make you sleep by the end of the call.
Wouldn't take no six-pack for me. Probably two of them would knock me on my rear. My talking to my sister-in-law on her birthday, the day after her birthday on Monday, and she said, I asked her, I said, did somebody take you out for your birthday on Sunday? She goes, yes. Della, her daughter, and her boyfriend took her out. And I said, really? She goes, yes. And I had a margarita that just about plowed me into the table. I said, well, as often as you drink, Tina, that's not surprising. You really can't just go and drink tequila when you're not used to it. She goes, tell me about it. She's a smart woman, but sometimes she goofs.
Well, perhaps that happens to all of us from time to time.
Yeah. So,
Well, margaritas can be, one place you go to is, they maybe pass the tequila bottle over the top of the glass, and that's another place it's half a bottle of tequila and a margarita. So
Hmm.
you never know. But I do. I love margaritas. When we go to the Mexican restaurants, that's what I get. The food is incidental.
Incidental, huh?
well, I went Mexican yesterday, and I drank iced tea and water.
Well, that's no fun.
Well, when you have as far to drive and when you're not as unused to alcohol consumption as I am, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I enjoy alcohol from time to time, but not when I'm driving. Judy K. Dixon congratulated you on your work anniversary. That's nice.
Yep.
Popular science. What is popular science? Oh, that's nice. They're coming up with cars that have like sophisticated computers and web designs on them. And I'm
Yep.
wondering what's the point. I mean, we can't use them. While we're driving, can't we?
Not usually.
I mean, would that qualify as texting and driving?
Good possibility it would. Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing with your computer, to me that's the same thing as texting and driving. Not a good recipe.
We was going somewhere the other day, and in the lane next to us, right parallel where I could see in through the window real easy, there was a police car, and there was a policeman there. And as he's driving down the road, he was texting on his cell phone, and he was also reaching over. He had one of those computers on the front seat, and he was over there texting, typing on that computer, and watching that screen. And I just thought that's not a real good example to be putting out, especially for a police officer to be doing that. But
Yeah.
Now, why didn't I get this? How do I find out who it was? Oh, here it is.
what's
I
that?
got 25 different posts on Facebook for my birthday.
That's nice.
Yep, Sandy was one of them. Lonnie Ship.
He's a dear man.
He is.
Isn't Lonnie? I may have him mixed up with someone else. Isn't he disabled there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has cystic fibrosis, is it?
Something I can't remember exactly what, but I
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, he's wheelchair bound. I don't
Yeah.
think he can get out of the wheelchair.
Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia. You've reached our winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
David Ritchie from Melbourne, Florida.
The other birthday boy.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, David.
Thank you. I got your message, Mike. I just got off work, so I had a message from you on Skype there.
Yeah, I think I probably dropped you one.
Yeah.
We've also got Reverend Dave and Sandy on here tonight.
Yeah. Hey, Reverend Dave.
How you doing, my friend? Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm just now getting off, and I figured I'd call in and catch up.
Well, we were mighty glad you did. Sorry you had to work there, but I guess sometimes people have to do that.
Yeah.
It's
I
been
got
so
to pay
long.
bills.
It's been so long, I'm not real
Yeah.
sure if I remember how to do something like that, but I'm sure people do. So.
Yeah, you do a little work, when you send your URLs out and stuff.
I reckon that's true.
You know who wished me happy birthday?
Oh,
No?
Barbara April Lyles.
A pal.
A pal.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I tell you, she's something for bruising. Messing with another man was married, and she's married to boot.
Well, she's got probably a full-time ministry here, wishing people happy birthday and sending out birthday cards and things like
Oh,
that. She's got quite a list there that she maintains and sends out cards to people. And when they appear on Facebook and other internet accesses, she usually is real conscientious about.
Cool. 27 different people wrote me birthday greetings.
Barbara's biggest problem there, see, is her birthday is 2 days before Christmas. So all her life she's gotten happy birthday and Merry Christmas, and so she goes out of her way to try to make people feel special on their birthday. So. And does a good job of it.
that's really neat.
So I didn't mean to interrupt. What we talking about?
You?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I hope it was good.
Well, of course it was. Wouldn't be anything else, would it?
I hope not. But I've been talked bad about before, so it wouldn't hurt too much.
Nah, we wouldn't do that. Too much good to talk about, rather than before we'd ever get down to the bad. My message was successfully sent out to the entire worldwide database
Wow.
and partner databases. Wow. That's something, isn't it? Wonder how big their database is. Well, we got congratulations when we got y'all online here. Dave is Reverend Dave. He's filled up his first level in Four Corners.
Good for you. That's great.
and using the material from the data from the TGI, you know, team build. He's doing great on a roll here. Just
No, it's more like a bun than a roll.
Oh, okay, whatever. Either one of them seems to be good to me. So,
Might be a sticky bun too. You never know.
Cinnabon,
Cinnabon, yeah.
you know, their home base is here in Atlanta. So,
I'm sorry.
I said Cinnabon's home base is here in Atlanta. So,
I know. I said I'm sorry.
oh, is that what I missed that one? Okay. I missed that. All right.
You'd think with all the calories it'd be a Yankee project.
You beat me by one there so far, Reverend Dave. I got 26, so 26 birthday wishes on Facebook today.
Oh, cool. And then I had 25 on Skype.
Well, that's something that Four Corners I'm confused about.
Well, let's unconfuse you.
Well, when Reverend Dave, when you sent me that email, it goes to carrot bars. Is that what it is?
Oh no,
No.
no.
Well, I don't have the URL. I can't find it on your email.
I'll send it to
Oh.
you.
Join with Mike because I have my floor, David. If you want to join with Mike because he still has room on his front line. If you joined with me, you would fall on my second line and you would not get very much spillover for me. But with Mike, you might get spillover. Not that would be a very good thing because we encourage people to get their floor. But it'd be better if you joined with Mike.
Yeah, well, I never did find the URL. It just keeps going to carrot bars, so I'm totally confused.
Well, you got the wrong link there.
Yeah.
Not that the carrot bars would be bad, but you got the wrong link for the program we were talking about there.
Yeah, I had it further up at the top of the email.
Yeah,
My carrot bars links are underneath on my signature line.
Yeah, there's three blue lines, and they all go. There's three blue lines, and I looked up top, but I didn't see it. It was listed as Four Corners, but I never got to the link to sign up.
Oh, yeah, it would have been I think I sent you 3 links that I had the capture pages with them, and so that's okay. You could look at Mike's links.
Okay, well, he's sending me one, right?
Yeah, and I'm in the process of getting there.
Okay.
In fact, I got one right here.
Goodness, sound like you're choking, Sandy.
Oh, I don't know what's been going on. I've been like this all day.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for noticing.
I hope you don't get the flu, Sandy.
Oh, gosh. No, thanks. Doug thought he had it the other night, and he took one of those Theraflus before he went to bed, and he was okay the next morning. But it's really going around. But they won't even allow us to shake hands in church to greet people. They say lock elbows or fists or something.
Yeah, that's what we do is we bump elbows.
Do you?
Yeah.
David.
When somebody's sick, yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I did that, and I'm got a bad habit of doing that. So continue, and then I'll tell you.
No, that's all I was saying was we bump elbows when somebody's sick. That's all.
Yeah.
I sent you a link, which is a capture page It requires you to
Okay.
stick your email address into it to continue through. But when if you put your email into it and click continue, go, whatever the button says, um, it'll take you to a video, and at the end of that video, it'll take you, or actually, you don't even have to watch the whole video if you don't want to. But I recommend it. And but underneath the video, there's a link that says "Let me in," and you can click there, and it'll guide you on through whatever you need to do.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
this capture page and video and everything is one of the tools that we have available through us through the TGI team build. By the way, TGI is not, Team Global Impact. That's not the whole Four Corners world. That is the team build that we have aligned ourselves with and part of, so that we can all get there. And everybody that's getting in the team build and following what they recommended and everything like that is succeeding. So uh, we're all part of TGI. That's why we talk about TGI, but that's really Four Corners. TGI is just the team build, and the winning team is pushing everybody to be part of the TGI team build. So we're taking advantage of every tool we can get our hands on to be successful, because this is the year. That's my theme for this whole year. This is the year. So if y'all hear
Yeah.
me say that over and over and over again until you get tired of it, that, oh well, it's still, this is the year. We're gonna take the whole team to the top.
Well, that's why I was asking about it, is because I couldn't find it on that email. I kept getting to the carrot bars, and I was getting frustrated and frustrated and frustrated.
Well, I
So I'm
just,
glad y'all didn't quit early.
right. Well, I just sent it to you in Skype, and I didn't put anything but just the link. So there's nothing there to get confused about.
All right.
Well, it does come up right below "Happy Birthday, David," but that's,
So when I get home, I'll do it.
you ain't driving down the road talking to us, are you?
No, I parked in the parking lot.
Alrighty. I don't want no accidents here. Not while we're talking.
So I had one yesterday. Man, I don't want to go through that again.
Oh, what happened?
On the bus, I was sitting at the bottom of the overpass at the traffic light. Some lady come up and hit me in the rear.
Ooh.
Well, that wasn't
And
nice.
boy, you talk about paperwork. Oh my God, that was,
She hit the bus in the rear.
yeah.
She couldn't see anything that big.
She's
No.
probably texting.
She's like me. She needs
Well,
she needs to get her glasses changed.
She used the excuse that she had just come out of chemotherapy.
Mm.
And if that was the case, she should have had somebody else driving.
She should had a driver, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you don't know her situation, I guess. Maybe she didn't have anyone available, so.
Yeah. I can't judge her because I don't know.
She's not, maybe not as fortunate as I am. I have a full-time chauffeur, so it takes me everywhere. I don't have to worry about driving. She's primarily is my chauffeur because she don't trust my driving, but that's beside the point.
I resemble that remark.
Not
Well,
yet.
when I was a truck driver and put in a couple million miles, I got to where I didn't want to drive either. Every time the family went somewhere, I'm not driving. I call back seat shotgun.
Well, I've driven all my life, but here the last few years, ever since I retired, actually, I'm perfectly content let my wife do the driving, and she likes to drive, so we make a good team that way. I do have a truck,
Yeah.
and it's sitting out in the yard out there. It's been sitting out in the yard since 2008 when I retired, but it is there. Nice little 4-door, 4-wheel drive. You know, but I used to drive it to and from work every day into Atlanta. Since then, it's been, except for a few times when when you have a truck, everybody comes up with excuses why they need to borrow it. And except for the few times when people have
True.
borrowed the truck, it's set right there in the yard. It looks real good there. I don't have any accidents whatsoever with it sitting there. So
Do you have to carry insurance on it while it's sitting there?
I carry full insurance on with it sitting there. And the thing about it is, I just got the thing for my tag, the receipt, so I can go buy my tag. And of course, my wife's vehicle, she has a great big Suburban. I got an S10 4-door pickup truck, and the tax commissioner values my 4-door pickup truck, and both of them are exactly the same age, and they value my pickup truck at a higher value than her great big old urban assault tank, and my tag is more expensive than her tag.
Yeah. Yeah, they just dropped our tags down here quite a bit. I don't know what's going on. Dropped the price of them.
Well, I guess don't look a gift horse in the mouth, huh?
No.
Until you find out what the real price is going to be for that. Usually when politicians do something, there's the price they state and the price that actually happens. Bless you, Sandy.
Oh, excuse me.
This is Thursday night. Does Doug happen to be there? Did I miss saying hi to Doug? Or
Yeah, he's sitting here.
hello, Doug.
Hello.
I don't want to leave you out. I appreciate the work you've done so far. It looks good.
Well, good. I'm glad you like it.
We got some talking and fine tuning and honing we can do to it, and maybe explaining a couple of things there that you outlined in green. But we can do that. It looks good
We
what
can
we
do
got
it.
so far.
You got a tickle in your throat, Sandy?
Yeah, it's been bothering me this afternoon and tonight.
That's the way mine started.
No,
And then,
I don't want it. Give it back.
Send it away.
Take it
Just
back.
don't send it this way.
and then it, and then it came with the chest pain.
Ooh,
Make you think you're having a heart attack.
yeah.
And then it's really bad.
Oh,
If it's the
You
same,
okay
if
now?
it's the same,
Yeah, I'm fine now. What I did was, when I got sick, I went to the store and got me some chicken broth, poured it in a coffee cup, and warmed it up as hot as I could stand it, and went to bed for Saturday night at 8:30. And I didn't get up till 4:30 Sunday afternoon. That's how I got rid of mine.
oh, wow.
let me share with y'all my nephrologist. I had this back in December. This crud they called it or whatever, but it seems to be real popular here lately. But I had it back in December, and when I had my nephrologist, I had an appointment to see him and everything. And while I was in his office, his receptionist come running up to me and says, you got that cold too? And I says, yes. And she says, this is what you do for it. And she held up a label for a bottle of apple cider vinegar. And she said,
Mm.
you take a little bit of that every morning and every night, and it'll take it right out and clear your throat up and everything. And I thought, well, my daughter had told me about that the night before, and I asked the nephrologist. I realized the nephrologist, that wasn't the right kind of doctor to be talking about to something, something like that. But I asked him anyway, and he looked at me and he says, he and his daddy had some kind of running dialogue of whether they was really good or not, and his daddy's apparently a doctor too. Uh, but that he couldn't not recommend me doing anything like that because he took a cup every morning and every night. And I thought, whoa! In fact, I told him, I said, if I drank a cup of apple cider vinegar, it would kill me. I don't know. That stuff takes my breath away. But he said, "Oh no, 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 no." He said a little bit shot glass full, and I said, "Oh, okay." So I'll try it. So I got home. I happened to have a gallon of apple cider vinegar sitting on the counter, so I tried it. I took a little bit, and straight no matter how little it was, it still took my breath away. But I decided I would mix it. I mix I don't know, 2 or 3 tablespoons full into a big glass of water that I sip on. And every time I got coughing or got that drainage down in my throat or that lump in my throat I couldn't get rid of, I took a couple swallows of that and it went away. And in a very short period of time, my cold was gone. It really, really knocked it out. None of the medications and everything that I was trying was doing me any good, but that apple cider vinegar worked. I don't knock your chicken soup because everybody knows that chicken soup will fix anything, but that apple cider vinegar really, really is worth trying. I know everybody you talk to has got their own cure for it, but anyway, someone dropped out, and I'm not sure who dropped out. I may be sitting here talking to myself. Well, no one responds, so maybe I am talking to myself. Maybe it was me that dropped out. Let me see here. It was me that dropped out.
Welcome. You entered 7148. There are 3 participants in this conference. This conference is being recorded. Please announce yourself.
Okay.
It seems that I just talked the line dead, didn't I?
Yeah.
We lost you.
Yeah, I noticed. I heard somebody dropped out, and then when I got through talking, I realized it was me that dropped out. So I don't know how much of my story you heard, but apparently it wasn't worth repeating.
Cider is water.
We lost our fearless leader.
Well, like any good leader, he found his way back.
Yeah.
My wife says it's 9 o'clock, so y'all were tired of listening to me and shut me off. That's what it was.
Did you find it, Reverend Dave?
I did, thank you. I saw a friend of mine come online and put a note to me, and that he wanted to talk to me, and this is the guy that joined joined TGI this morning or Four Corners this morning, and I knew there had to be a friend request in here somewhere, but I didn't know where to look.
Yeah.
What's this other one next to it?
What do you?
That's your the world, the round world up at the top. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's various people that have commented on groups that you are part of or participate in. When you click on the globe, it shows you all the people that have been making comment and talking about you.
Okay.
And right next to that is your friend request.
I know. That's what they were telling me.
While you was dropped off, Mike, we were doing Facebook education.
I'm certainly glad that the team can carry on without me. That really, honestly, thrills me to death. That's the sign of a good leader is when the team can carry on without the leader. Must have done something right somewhere.
Yeah.
Was anybody got anything you want to throw in here and add before we drag this on out too far? I really enjoyed this conversation tonight. I enjoyed the people. I enjoyed the group. Enjoyed the call. My wife says I never shut up. So anyway, if anybody's got anything important we need to add, let's do it now before we go away. And Sandy and Doug, I want to hang on here with y'all and see if we can go over some of that stuff if you've got the time.
So you want us to leave and leave you alone, right?
Oh, no, absolutely. I don't care. You can hang on all night long if you want to.
No, I'm gonna go, y'all, and I'm gonna go home later on and find that link.
All right. Like I said, I just stuck it in on Skype, and I put nothing around it, just the link, so that it won't confuse you at all.
All right. Y'all have a good evening, and God bless you.
You too. Happy
Same
birthday,
to
David.
To you, and drive careful out there while you're out there.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Good call.
Thank you,
Happy
Dave.
birthday, guys.
Yep.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday to both of you.
God bless you. Oh, here I go again.
Well, I don't want to stress things. If you need to take a break or
Now,
come back and do it later, that's fine with me. But if
it's
you
been
can,
going on all afternoon and this evening, so I don't think it's going to stop.
I do understand because, like I said, I spent half of December doing the same thing.
I am going to. I don't buy cider vinegar. We're wine vinegar people and balsamic vinegar people. So I'm going to tomorrow when I'm out. I'm going to get me some cider vinegar.
Well, that's what it was. That's what they told me to use, and I tell you, I promise you, it worked. It worked great, and
Oh, that's good. Give it a
What?
try.
after I finished gasping, my wife says, because it
Yeah.
it does take your breath away. It's pretty strong stuff, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
nephrologist was really worrying me when he was talking about drinking a cup of it, because I was sure that if I tried that, I just wasn't going to survive. But
No,
he
too
was
much.
talking about a little shot glass full. So
Well, I saw somewhere mixing it with honey and, I can't remember what else, maybe water, lose weight. I wrote it down somewhere. I'll have to look for it, but it was before the holidays, and I kind of put it aside and didn't give it another thought. But, yeah, so I know that cider vinegar is used for a lot of things, so
Yeah.
it should be good.
well, I talked to
I
my
thought,
regular doctor about it too, and he explained to me that it has some stuff in there and it kills bacteria and stuff like that. So,
Hmm.
of course, if I was afraid if I took it too straight, it was going to kill me too, but it didn't, and I survived, and that's probably the shortest time I've ever had a cold like that. And
oh, that's good to know. Let's keep that in mind.
I got it.
I've got.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've got the screen share up. Is that what you want us to do?
Well, yeah, I've got it on screen share. If that will help us,
Okay.
I just wanted to go through and talk about it a little bit and answer any questions. And I noticed, well, if I can get my screen working here, somewhere down here, Doug had some things highlighted in green that, or you did, or somebody did, that
Yeah. Yeah.
that needed a
Yes.
little better
I
explanation.
said they clarification.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we should.
The whole concept here, though, like I was talking about before, is basically a flow chart. Somebody comes in new, brand new. We can put this in front of them and say, "This is the steps we're gonna take. This is the steps you need to do. The things you need to do." It's not intended to be a script, for somebody to
Mm,
just take here and read, because that would probably confuse people more than anything. But it's a guideline so that they'll know the steps to do and what they need to do. And of course, everything needs to be personalized when someone takes these steps. So, if they're talking to someone, it needs to be real, not sit here and reading a script to them. But basically, you know, and I'm not sure that my text is 100% the best thing in the world. We can improve on it. If you can improve on it, anybody can improve on it. That's great. I know it can be improved upon, but my whole concept in my feeble brain here was to have a just kind of a flow chart, or step one. How do we get someone to the winning team? And we get them
mm,
to the winning team. Of course, we've got to advertise. Uh,
mm,
and there are a number of ways you can advertise using. I'm real big in favor of using capture pages, because but capture pages, the ones I like the best are the simplest ones that just have just an email, or just a name and an email. I like to know their name and email. Actually, I'd like to know their name and email and phone number, but
mm,
if I can get from a capture page. But the simpler the capture page is, the more likely someone is going to fill it out. But that's really all the front page of the winning team is. I know y'all have read it. You've done great work with it. But that's really all it is a capture page. It's a long capture page, but bottom line is it gives us their name and phone number, and most importantly, it tells us who sent them to the winning team, who sent them there. I got one in today that I turned right around immediately and sent it back out to the person that referred them to the winning team, uh,
mhm,
so that they can. And I did the same thing with you the other day.
yeah,
But the idea there is that the winning team page can be generic. The whole team can use it without having to have a whole bunch of different pages floating around out there, and not having people have to create their own page or whatever. It's generic, and it
mhm,
doesn't promote any one person. It ask them to refer back to the person that referred them to the winning team. But it does capture the information and lets us know that, hey, here's someone that was interested in. What are they interested in? Most likely they're interested in a way to make a little extra money, or sometimes a way to make a lot of extra money. So
mhm,
that's number one goal, is to that is our I don't know if you've heard, and I'm sure you probably have, the term marketing funnels. Uh,
yeah,
where you have a big marketing funnel, you got a big, huge 8 billion people out here in the world, and we want, out of those 8 billion people, we want to direct them to our marketing funnel, so that they come in and they go round and round and over and under and tumble and come out the bottom of that funnel, uh, as what I termed here is automatic enrollments. And um, they have gone into the winning team and filled out the form. They've automatically told us that, hey, I'm someone that is a number one prospect, and that's all they are at that point. Still, is a prospect. But
Mhm.
they're a prospect for you to be a member of our team and to take a look at whatever income stream we want them to look at. And my goal with the winning team is still to stay generic. I'm not telling anybody they got to join any one particular program. I do have a page over there in the winning team that suggests four different programs and then leaves a blank for them to add in their primary income. A lot of people already have a primary income they're interested in. We just want to tell them how to not only build their primary income, but what tools we have and what programs we have to generate extra income so that they can build their primary income. And we've got, of course, our number one tool is Stifle. It's still the best thing out there. It's the best thing going. I know it kind of goes up and down in cycles where people get real hot about it, and then then they kind of get cold, and then they get hot. But it still has the best tools out there because you've got I've been noticing here on the internet, on Facebook, and other places, people are really, really, really promoting various autoresponders, and you can get this autoresponder for $20. Buy my autoresponder. Hey, buy my capture page to go. So you can direct people to my autoresponder, and that sort of stuff. And for 35 cents a day, we've got 5 autoresponders. We've got I think it's 19, 13, 19 capture pages. They're that do the job. For 35 cents a day or $9.95 a month. Uh,
Mhm.
you just can't do better than that. And plus, y'all, we've been over and over and over again the pay plan for Stifle, and I just don't think there's a better pay plan out there. Period. There's some really good ones, and we've come across Four Corners now, and I'm head over heels believing that that is a really, really fantastic pay plan that has, for a matrix system that has, they have addressed the main problems with matrices. Matrix is absolutely fantastic, except you start adding people into a matrix, and matrix is running into trouble. Four Corners has found ways to pretty much take the people problem out of it, and it works. And it's not a brand new program out there. It's been around long enough to prove itself and prove it works. It's got a large number of people, a lot of support. It's a rock solid company that is going to be with us, and so it's one we can have faith in. But and I like to play, its pay plan. It actually has more money available to it than even Stifle. But Stifle has got a rock solid pay plan too. But it's one that you have to have a system, and you have to build it. You can't just go willy nilly and stick people in there when you know when the mood strikes you or something like that. A lot of people come into programs, especially matrix type programs, and they expect expect the upline to do everything for them. Now, I 100% believe the upline should support them. The upline should work with them, teach them, train them, help them learn the systems and duplicate. The upline has a extremely important responsibility, but so many people come in and expect the upline to go in and sponsor all the people and then drop them in, just let them drop in. That's one of the things that kills a matrix. I mean, it just really stops it, and we've all experienced that. We've experienced that recently. Feeder Matrix has got a super fantastic plan that will generate. It's meant to be a feeder program. A feeder program is meant to generate just some operating capital so that you can turn around and take that operating capital and put it in towards a business that will generate a residual income. Well, feeder matrix is designed to do all that, but unfortunately, feeder matrix has a people problem. That's and the only way to get around that is just sponsor all the people yourself. Uh, with and that that's the truth. It's the truth. It's bad, but and it feeder matrix can generate the income they claim. It's really great, but when you get people that come in and expect everybody else to do the work for them, it kind of kills things. So Four Corners has got around that got around that problem. They've addressed the people problem and come got around it so that it works. It really works, and I I haven't talked to anybody that is negative about Four Corners. Everybody I've talked to have been super great about it. And it's something that people have been trying to introduce to me for several years now. And for several years, I was too busy. I was, I didn't. I looked at it. It looked great. It looked like a good program, but I was just too busy. I had too many things on my plate, and I've come to realize now if we working through TGI, which is a team build, is what TGI is. It has the tools, it has the capture pages and the videos and the emails, everything that you need to put a social team together. That there's you know I'm trying to find a word for it. Strength, strength, in numbers. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Strength in numbers. And
That's a number.
TGI has the strength in numbers because everybody's working for a common goal, and everybody's out there working to make the system work. And that's that's why what I Skyforp and Four Corners are probably the two programs that I'm gonna call 1-2 right now for me. I'm still building the Egomaniac because that's advertising. I like the advertising aspect of that. I like the advertising that they've added into the feeder matrix. That's actually that's an attempt they have at trying to address the people problem. And
Uh,
you was gonna say something. Don't let me do all the talking. I mean, interrupt me anytime.
no, I was glad to see they added the advertising. I have to start taking advantage of that. I just haven't had time
Okay.
to do that.
What it amounts to is they give you so many advertising credits for each level that you upgrade,
That's
which
great.
you know
Yeah.
every
Good.
time you
Uh,
upgrade you get so many, and it actually works out really good, and gives people an incentive to go ahead and upgrade as much as it can when they can without actually stretching them, but it gives them something for doing that upgrade other than the book. They got a lot of great ebooks and stuff like that, but how many times do you download an ebook like that and actually read it?
yeah.
Now with Four Corners, it's a little bit different because the books they got there are they're actually something that would benefit people to read. Uh, not that the others are not beneficial, I guess, but the the financial education, the financial training that the Four Corners series of books and downloads and stuff they have, it's really it's something that almost everybody out there on the internet could use. Uh, Almost something
Yeah,
everybody in network marketing could
the
use.
rest of them are just kind of same old, same old.
Right.
But I was noticing last night, the ones on Four Corners are going to be a little more beneficial, I would think.
That so many people. That's one of the problems. So many people want money. They're broke, but there's a reason they're broke, and the reason they're broke is they never were trained in how to handle money and what to do with money, and how to make money work for them. And because of that, they're broke, and they come into any program they come into, then and they could make $1 million, but then they wouldn't be a millionaire. They'd just be a broke person with $1 million, and in a short period of time they'd be broke without that $1 million again. So I've seen stories of people win the lottery and they win $10 million, and a couple months down the road they're out on the street, with a tin cup looking, trying to sell
Yeah,
pencils or whatever. It just,
so sad.
that's one of the problems. If people don't know what to do with the money when they get it, then they'll be broke all over again. So that's one of the things that really excited me about Four Corners. It's got a fantastic education on finances in a lot of different areas of finances.
Yeah.
But so it's
Uh,
a real product. Go ahead.
I'm wondering if we should maybe say something either at the beginning or as an introduction that all of these steps will be discussed further. Uh, it's kind of sketchy.
Right.
It's not going to train anybody just from a website. Uh,
That's when you're not going to train anybody from just a website anyway. This is the
yeah.
the idea here is for the sponsoring person, the person that sponsors someone, to take the responsibility to do the training. And one way you do that is by you bring them into our calls where questions can be
Hmm.
answered, where they, just discussion going on, they can learn, and we can also take time and pick out a different subject, every week or whatever, and discuss it in depth. But this is, what I'm really looking for is a tool, is a guideline, so that people say, okay,
Yeah.
this is what I'm supposed to do. Talk to your sponsor, you know, work with the sponsor, have the sponsor tell them, now, how do I implement this step? What does this really mean? And the sponsor teaches. That's the responsibility of a sponsor. But like I
Yeah.
say, not everybody that comes in and they come in today and they go out and sponsor somebody tomorrow, they're not going to be trained themselves to teach. So we got a guideline here, and we also have the other things. Like we have the chat room and the forum and the calls and the screen shares, and we also will, we produce videos, and we'll produce more videos. We record the calls. People can go back. You know, I've gone back, and every week I go back and listen to the calls we do. I listen to them a couple times, because I learn every time I listen. Sometimes I hear better off the recording than what I hear when the call's live. Because most of the
Mhm.
time when the call's live, I'm running my mouth too much. But but so
Well,
so
got
what
something to say.
what I'm really looking for here is a tool or guideline that when somebody
Yeah.
comes in brand new, we can put this here and say, now this is the guideline, this is the system, this is the guideline that we're going to use, and we'll work with you to teach you what each one of these steps actually means and how you implement each step. That's, you know, we got to have the live interaction there. You can't just
Mhm.
you can't just throw a website in front of someone and say, here it is, and go do it. Uh, I've seen that kind of that kind of programs, and they don't work. Pretty
Yeah.
soon somebody comes in, they're all excited, and a couple of weeks down the road, you can't find them anymore. So
Yeah, they don't know what to do with it.
it's imperative that we keep the personal touch, the social touch. The
Now, I missed the other night. You guys were talking about SORM. I
Okay,
didn't
that's
catch
that's the
that.
first that's the first green. That's the first green on this thing here, right there. Okay. Form, FORM. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and money.
Mm.
When you're first interviewing one of these automatic enrollees, one of these people that have fell into our funnel and filled out the form, joined the winning team because it was free, and they what they're saying is, I'm begging for help because I need to know how to build my business, or I need to know how to build a business. I need to know how to make money. So we're gonna interview them, basically interview. Now that can be done a couple ways. One, you one on one, sponsor interviews a person. If the sponsor is not completely comfortable with that, three-way calls are absolutely fantastic, and we can use this line we're on right now. You know, I've said it before. You know, this line gets used 2 hours a week. Uh, so if there's no reason in the world why we can't use this line, all week long. To do three-way calls and conference calls. With the new enrollee, with that rolling sponsor, and with that sponsor or someone else upline, or someone that is comfortable to help guide the sponsor to guide the new enrollee. And form is just the first is basically the first interview, the first time. You want to make the new person feel comfortable. You want to welcome them to the team, make sure they know that we're excited that they have come to join us. We're excited about what they can add to the team, and we're excited what we can add to them. And we need to know a little bit about this person so that we can begin to. I'm looking for the word now. I use it all the time, and then my mind's gone blank. That's what happens when I get old, isn't it? Uh, anyway, we want to become their friend. We want to become, and in order to become their friend, we need to know about them and how we can help them and what they are expecting to get from the winning team. So we use form. Form stands for family. First of all, we want to know, who they are, what their name is. Are they married? Are they not married? Or are they single? They college student or retiree? Or are they working a 9 to 5 job and stuff like that? Uh, we want to know about their family and where their family is, not just physically where they are, but where they are with respect to a business, having a business of their own, having a home business or a home based business, and things like that. That's just family. Just get to know them, and of course, it doesn't hurt in the process. Share yourself, share your own family and stuff like that. O is occupation. Occupation simply means, what are they doing? Are they retired, or are they a college student? Are they just do they go out and work a day job? Do they dig ditches? Do they drive buses? Do they they work in an office, an engineer, or are there a computer gurus and experts that but just this is all just a process of getting to know the person, getting to know them, and recreation. That's where we start to build a dream, because in order to motivate someone to build a business, they have to have a why to build that business. They have to have a dream. You know, the Bible tells us, where there's no dream, the people perish. There's no better example of that than in a networking business. If there's no dream, the business goes away. So that's where we start to build that dream. Or people. Is this person is he content to just sit at home all day long and in his easy chair watching a ball game and eating popcorn and drinking beer, or is this a someone that wants to get out? Well, do they like the beach? Do they like the mountains? What is their dream? What is their dream vacation? What is their what would success mean to them if they were successful and had all the money they wanted? What would they do? How would And so the next thing you get around to is M, which stands for money. It can stand for a lot of other things, motivation or whatever. But you know, in order to accomplish the dream, how much money would it take? How much money would you be comfortable with? Some people, and we talked about that on the call the other night. I know that was getting kind of old hat, but it's still true. Uh, some people would be thrilled to death with an extra $100 a month.
Mm.
I know people right now that would, if they got $100 a week raise, they would be absolutely, jumping up and down and screaming, hollering, and saying, "Look what I got!" You know,
Yeah.
there are other people, $100 a week. Oh, wow, I spend that on coffee every morning. We can't do that. Yeah, I'm talking about you. My my business management daughter has come home. She's sitting on the couch behind me now. But that's a lot of what she does. Is she? Well, not she's a business manager. She manages a business, and she does it quite well. She's taken the business she works for right now, and in a period of 3 years, she's turned it around from virtually nothing on the collapse and going away to a successful business that the owner is going to be talking to the worldwide organization that's associated with this business and telling them about his marketing system. Well, his marketing
Oh,
system
that's
probably
fabulous.
actually my daughter's marketing system, but that's not
Yeah.
here or there. But he's getting recognition now, worldwide recognition, and it's great. But that's what we want to do. We want to find out. Are people looking for enough to be able to buy a cup of coffee in the mornings and on the way to work, or are they content with working an 8 to 5 job, or in my case when I work a 3 to 11 job. But are are do they have bigger dreams? Do they have bigger needs? They want to send kid to college. That's an expensive deal right now. If you haven't tried it lately, that's a real expensive deal. If you do they want a house? Do they want a new house? Are they content living in an apartment or something somewhere? But what would move them from that apartment to a house? Would a couple $100 a month, would that move them to at just that extra bit? And I know that wouldn't pay for an apartment, but would that extra bit take pressure off their budget enough that they could do that, or buy a new car, whatever? What money is their why? Everybody has a amount of money that they want, the amount of money that would make them comfortable and make them motivated to go out and do the things that they need to do. And like I said, some people, they need $1 million a year or $10 million a year, and or some people, like I said, and I know people all day long. I talk to people that, you know, they work in restaurants and they work, they make $100, $200 a week, and they're excited. You know, they get a 10 cent an hour raise, and like I said, they go up and down the street jumping and hollering, looking what I got, and look how good I am now. There are other people, you know, $100 a week is pocket change. It wouldn't excite them. They would not be motivated to do that. So, you know, we got to work with people where they're at, and move them. And our goal is to move them from where they at to where they really need to be. Uh, and sometimes I don't know. Anyway, that's form, family, occupation, recreation, and money. And if we got that much information, we got enough information to work with people and find out if there's someone that we're going to work with, that we can work with. And that was pretty much step two. And that's why step two got kind of wordy there in
Yeah,
what
it's
I'd
just
done,
a lot. It's a
because
lot to put into it.
I was
Yeah.
trying to say everything I said, which was real wordy too just now. I was trying to say it in just a few words, and it didn't really come out a few words,
Yeah.
and it didn't really come out quite as plain and understandable, understanding we want. But that's there again is where the sponsor comes into play.
Hmm.
The sponsor comes into play to help take form and learn about these people, make friends with these people, associate with these people, and once you learn about them, work with them and teach them, what this is. Teach them, how to do this too. Teach, So anyway, I hope that answers the green there.
Yeah, I put a little line in with FORM and family occupation. That's etc. So I'll send that to you. Uh, then the vending machine concept. I mean, I know what that is. Do you think we need to make that a little clearer?
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. I didn't make it very clear here at all. But the vending machine concept, but there again, that's just all of this relies on the sponsor knowing and understanding, which is our job to teach the sponsor so the
mhm,
sponsor can teach, and you got personal interaction there. But the vending machine concept is if you take a Coca-Cola machine and you put it out in the middle of a busy shopping mall, and the only thing you put in there is Coca-Cola, and you got
mhm,
people coming by this machine all day long, and they look at it and they're thirsty, but they don't want a Coke. They want, oh, I want a bottle of water, or I'd rather
mhm,
have a Sprite. I like orange better, and you don't have those in there, so the people look at it and then they walk on, and you have lost a sale. You've lost money.
mhm,
You've got the potential buyer right there. But it's the same thing with houses. You got a little house and a medium sized house and a great big house, and you got somebody come in. It doesn't matter where they are. Financially, you've got something to help them. You've got a choice for them to be able to choose from that fits their desires, their needs, and their budget. If if you don't have that choice, if the only thing you got is a little house and you got somebody come in, well, look, I was wanting a $10 million mansion. This little house is not going to do it, and you're not going to make a sale. It's just that simple. The same thing with the vending machine, the Coca-Cola. If you don't have the right thing, the right drink that they want, you've done the work. You've done your work. You've advertised and you've promoted, and you've got someone there in your store, but you don't have anything for them to buy. Now, with the vending machine concept is we don't have one income opportunity. We've got multiple income opportunities that we recommend, and then we also leave in space in our vending machine for them to inject their current income opportunity. Most people that we come across today, most people we talk to today, are already exposed to and involved with networking business of some kind, or an income opportunity of some kind. And we don't we don't want to hit them right upside the head and say your opportunity is no good. It's nothing. You got to come over here and come to us, because guess what? They're gonna run just as fast as they can run. But when you say, well, yeah, look, your opportunity is probably as good as it comes. But you gotta have the tools, you've gotta have the training, and you've gotta have the finances to be able to operate your business and make your business successful. So that's what we can do. And if we got to introduce them to $1.75, you know, business like Fear
mhm,
Matrix, if that's all they can afford, then if we can't show them $149 Cyfor, because they're gonna run.
mhm.
But if they got $149, and $149 doesn't bother them to come out that to invest in their future, then showing them $1.75 program doesn't matter how much you can make on the end of it. It start if all if we show them $1.75 and they're prepared to pay $149, then they're going to run again. They're not going to buy. So what we need is a vending machine. We need to have multiple choices for
Yeah,
them. Ultimately, we want to bring them into all of the systems. It's just like I don't know if you was online when I was talking to Dave a while ago. You sponsor 4 people. You work hard to get 4 people on your front line. Okay, and you take those that you've done that work, but then you got this next program over here that takes 4 people on the front line. Instead of going out and trying to do all the work again and find 4 more people, what you do is you take the same 4 people and you plug them into that
yeah,
program. And you're working from the same database, and you can build multiple streams of income
mm,
with the same doing the work one time.
yeah,
That's all part of the concept of a vending machine. That's why I call it a vending machine. What we're doing is giving people multiple choices so that we can fit their particular needs. Their needs when they start and their needs as they grow. They don't have to come in, you know. I got 4 programs listed there. They don't have to come in and buy all 4 programs. They can buy one, and then they make just a little bit of money. They can turn around and say, "Hey, look, I got $5 I made over here. I can invest into this program now." And it's not going to hurt my budget because this is money I've made, you know. And then, well, I've made $20 here in this program. Between the 2 programs, I've got $20 I can invest. You know, it's the same thing with real estate. I buy this little house over here, and I fix it up and everything. I sell it, and I got a little money, so I can invest in a bigger house that I can fix up and market and sell and make a little bit more money. It's just the same process. So what we want to do is offer people multiple choices, not expecting them to come into all 4 choices at once, but if they can, that's great too. That's even better for them. But we want a process that they can grow. So we've got multiple programs at multiple entry levels, so that people can grow into them. And I don't know. Does that explain what I meant by vending machine concept?
Yeah, and I don't think we have to really enlarge on it on the outline.
Like I said, this is a tool. This is enough to make people. They say introduce them to vending machine concept. Well, what's the vending machine concept? Where's my sponsor? Let me call my sponsor. My sponsor got to tell me what's a vending machine.
Yeah.
And that's where the sponsor becomes the teacher and helps teach, so that and when the sponsor's taught that, then they can turn around and teach people that they talk to who can teach them, and it's duplicatable. And this is completely duplicatable. But just saying, hey, look, make a list of 100 people and go out and try to call them and try to sponsor them. That's not duplicatable. Oh, yeah, they can do that, and they take 100 people they've just run off.
So 1980s.
Right.
No, I joined. Oh gosh, what was it? I'm right out of my head. But anyway, the mentor, not the person I joined with, but the upline,
right,
was Larry Marcus. Talk about 1980s methods. I mean, explosive. That's what it was, Mike. Explosive.
Right.
And it was a nightmare because it was so, make the list, call the. I thought, this is not what I joined. I mean, that was not the idea at all. And
did they ever tell you to get the phone book and make a list of 500 people out of the phone book?
Well, yeah, and call them
and call them. And
family,
people didn't know who you were, and they didn't care who you were, did they?
Have parties in your house. I mean, it got to be really ridiculous after a while. And the poor sponsor, I mean, he was just double tongue-tied. He didn't know how to explain this because it wasn't what he intended, So it was a bad.
Ultimately, it's our
job. $100 on that one.
It's our job to take people that we bring in and teach and train and equip them to be able to teach and train and equip. And we do that through a couple things. One, I want this tool. This is valuable. This tool is so valuable that we're talking about tonight. It's so valuable because I, as a sponsor, I got this tool in front of me, and I can see these 4 steps is what I do. So I'm going to work these 4 steps to teach the person I sponsored. And then I'm going to make sure that he has the same tool and knows how to use this tool. The second step is we've got to bring new people in and make them part of our team. You've heard me talk all the time. There's not a night goes by I don't talk about team. And they've got to become, and how do they become part of that team? They're not going to become part of the team by reading the webpage. It's not going to happen. They're not going to be part of a team by talking to the person that sponsored them. And I don't care how smart the person that sponsored them is. They only going to become part of the team when they become part of the social aspect of what we have, and that's our calls. Our calls are number one, but we also got a forum. We've got the team chat room, and that is, you use it all the time. I use it all the time. Don uses it all the time. Dave uses it. David uses it. we're part of a team. The people that don't get in and participate in these things, they drift away. You know, David was talking about, Tuesday night that, he has one leg that's falling apart.
Mm.
Okay, but that's why he's falling apart, because he doesn't have to. He's not actually part of our stifle group. Okay, I've welcomed him in anyway, because you know that's my heart, and that's what my vision for the winning team is, to be able to bring people in from anywhere and help them, and in the process, maybe help them become part of our group and our team, and we all benefit from it, from the experience of knowing each other, and everything else. But David, right now, he is becoming part of our social group, part of our team, and hopefully we'll be able to move him right along into some things that benefits the whole team here now. But you know, David comes from a fellow that can sponsor people right and left without even thinking about it. He sponsors people.
Mm.
I don't know. I've never really talked with him a whole lot. David's sponsor, I know who it is. It's Linwood Nelson's who his sponsor is. I'm sure you've probably heard of him or seen him, or around. But he's got no concept of building a group, building a network, building a team. Linwood just sponsors people in and say, here they are, sponsor it. Here it is, go do it. Here it is, go do it. And he is one of the he's really one of the problems that I really, really, really have campaigned for the last umpteen years to try to overcome, to try to change in this industry, is, the people that just sponsor people, and they don't know what to do either. They don't know how to teach them, and they bring people in, and they don't know anything, so they don't know how to teach the people. And pretty soon you got a total mess. And and that's where David Mincy comes from, and that's, I'm probably a little more patient with him than a lot of people might be, but I know where I in my heart I know where he can be and where he can get to if we just teach him. And sometimes teaching people, it takes a lot of doing. Sometimes that's why this outline here, I don't have this outline of you talking to someone just once, and I have you talking to them a couple of times in there, and I have you inviting them to our calls, and then invite them to the next call. And if you invite someone to a call and they don't show up on the call, I'm going to talk to them on the phone and find out why not. Maybe they had a real good excuse, or maybe they just they needed to watch All in the Family or something like that on the TV, and that's an old program. But anyway,
Yeah.
so why? And if they just if becoming part of the social network, if they're not meshing into the social, I'm gonna work with them as hard as I can, as much as I can, to try to get them to be. But at some point in time, if they're not meshing in with the social aspect, I'm moving on to someone that will, you know,
Mm.
and I don't. I don't let go of someone real easy. I really don't. But you know, I do know for a fact if they don't become part of our social group, uh, then they're not ever going to be part of our business. They're not ever going to grow business wise with us, and if they don't grow business wise with them, they're not going to duplicate. So that's one of the things on this outline I tried to stress. I don't know if I brought it out or not, but
Yeah.
that's one of the things I wanted to, you know, people to get the idea of, you're not just you're not just sponsoring someone and saying here's the business and go do it, and let me know when you're a millionaire and we'll go have a party or something. But yeah, I want people to I want sponsors to be teachers, to teach people to become part of the team, part of this our social network. And when, like I said, when they do that, we all win, and we got people that will succeed. There won't be any doubt about them succeeding. Won't be any doubt about them growing, because they know what they're doing, and they know what steps to do, and they want to do. And I don't want building a network is not hard. I've built several really large networks, in fact, and it's not hard work because I understand that I don't have to sponsor everybody on that team. I don't have to sponsor everybody in that network. I've got to find a few good people and teach them to duplicate what I do. And when they duplicate what I do, then I work with them to help them teach the people that they brought in. And
Mm.
eventually, what happens is, instead of one or two people over here that I work with, I wound up with a team of thousands, and it that's what networking's about. That's why networking is such a fantastic industry and why it's so great. Uh, it's just, unfortunately, we got too many people out there trying to build networking businesses, and they ain't got the foggiest idea what they're doing. Uh,
Yeah, they just keep sponsoring people. That's
they just
what they
keep
do.
sponsoring people, and that's the problem with Linworth. And I don't know how many people I've seen Linworth sponsor, and I don't know of any of them that are successful. David Mincy's the only one of them I know of that's still around. uh,
Oh,
but Linworth is the type of person, and I don't know. I don't know what he does or how he does it, but
hmm.
he's sponsoring somebody new every week, which
Yeah.
is that's great if you know what to do and how, and you take those people and you actually become their sponsor, not just someone that signed them up on the dotted line. Uh, so sometimes that takes work. Sometimes this process of starting with that great big old crowd out there in the Ethernet, and you know following this system and working with them till you get down to the bottom and you got one good new member out of all of that. So
Mm.
that's not a process that happens today. And that's not where I throw an ad out today, and I look up and wake up in the morning and I got a new member. That's
Mm.
that's not the way it happened. This is a process. Sometimes it takes weeks. To get to move someone from point A to point A, B, C, D, or whatever. You know, and that's what we need a tool for. And the tool is primarily a guideline for a sponsor to be able to take to know how to deal with this brand new person that they have dropped into our funnel, our top funnel. Our top funnel is the winning team. Winning team's
Well,
not an opportunity at all. It's just a gathering point so that we can gather the people that we can start working with.
I think this can be a good tool. Um,
If
definitely
if it fits my vision, it's going to be a
opens up the
fantastic tool. It's going to be the best tool
yeah.
we could have.
It'll open up the mind a little bit to
You know,
get,
it
get, get into other people's minds.
it's
Excuse me.
it's something that we have to use in conjunction with people. Not something we can just flop out someone and say, here it is, go do it. It's something that gives us the guideline of what we do with the people that we work with. And
Okay, I just made that one change with FORM, and I'm going to send you that. I'll send the doc back, but you'll see that that's the one change. But let us know, what else you want us to do with it. And Doug said he'd be glad to help with a website if you need his help. Uh,
I appreciate everything he does. He does such a fantastic job, a good-looking job, a job that'll, I feel like will, be effective. And ultimately, that's what I want. I want this on a website. A website all by itself, not mixed in as part of the
mm,
winning team, but just something all to itself, so that when we've got new people come into the winning team, and we first start using this guideline ourselves with them, and then as they move
Yeah.
far enough down, we say, look, here is the system that we have. This is the way we do it. And if you get it, you will go over here and use this guideline, refer to this guideline. This is a tool. It's free to you to use. And when you got a question, you got it. By that time, they'll know where to go when they have a question, and that's the biggest thing. I also don't want people just sitting out there, waiting and while I don't know what to do about this, and but won't pick the phone up and call. You know, I don't bite anybody. And I know how heavy that phone is because when I got started, that was the heaviest thing in the world to try to pick up and call, even my sponsor. That's something we ought to do. Almost on a daily basis. Is call your sponsor. Say hi. How you doing? Been fishing lately, or what? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But that interaction, constant interaction, you're gonna grow. You're gonna grow, and then as you grow, then the your skills will improve, and if you got the right tools to use those skills with, then you build a network, and as the network starts to grow, your income starts to grow, and then as the income grows, the network grows even bigger, and your enthusiasm and excitement grows in even bigger, and then your income grows. It's just a vicious circle, you know. But it works.
Back in early 2009, when the real estate market took a tumble,
Uh huh.
I started to look for work at home or whatever, to supplement. And I came across Ameriplan, and
Yeah, I know.
I called this gal from an ad. She never called me, and I was interested in the plan, and I found Bobby Prims. You may have seen her name on the
absolutely,
internet.
I have.
I found Bobby's name and something about her being a good sponsor somewhere the very next day. And I called Bobby, and I said, I want to talk to you about Ameriplan. And I didn't tell her then, and I did join. I didn't tell her then, but I told her after that about this gal who was apparently quite a heavy hitter, but just too busy to talk to little old me.
She was another Lemuel Nelson. She was busy sponsoring people, but not teaching people.
Can't remember if she ever called me or not. I can't even think of her name now. But anyway, Bobby and I became good friends, and when I decided to leave Ameriplan because I didn't like their ethics, I felt bad about it, and I told Bobby, and Bobby was on the verge of stopping off herself. But she was a good sponsor. We talked frequently, and she was always she was like you, very careful about explaining how to do things and how to go about, getting people and what to say to them. And really and truly, my first experience with network marketing, I learned a lot from Bobby, and a lot about relationship marketing. Because,
That's the word I've been looking for all night. Relationship.
yeah, she was ahead of the pack in that one because
Right.
that hadn't become popular yet. But that was the way she did business, and I did well. I did well with Ameriplan until the Healthcare Act went into.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it was over.
Yep.
But I did well with them, and I didn't have trouble talking on the phone to people because I believed in the plan. I believed in what I was promoting, and that's what it's all about. It's building the relationship and believing in your product. So I don't think you can do anything more than that.
You know where the belief in your product and belief in your program, belief in your opportunity comes from?
Yeah.
It comes from belief in the people there that you have to work with, and in that building that relationship. I'm going to try to use that word now. I keep talking about social aspect, which is what it is. But you're building that relationship, and that relationship. The people that build that relationship have the belief and the faith, and they can pick that phone up and they can talk to people, and they're excited about talking. You go to a restaurant. We don't go to a restaurant or anything else that we don't normally wind up talking to someone, making friends with someone that total strangers. I've in talking to them, and not necessarily talking to them about the business, but we're starting that relationship, and then sometimes as that relationship grows, that friendship grows, and the business grows. But not always, but almost always, I'm out there looking to talk and say hi. You know, that's my
Yeah.
favorite. That's one of my favorite sayings. Well, how do you meet people? Hi.
hmm
You know, hi.
Oh, I talk to everybody. I talk to people on the checkout line. I talk to people,
Yep.
all the time. I mean, that's the way it is.
Most people
Doug's
are
the same.
more
Doug's the
than
same
willing to
way.
talk.
We just talk to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. If
But
if they don't want to talk to you,
it's,
okay, go to next.
yeah,
But some will, some won't. So what next? But most people
yep.
are more than glad to talk. They like being friendly, and sometimes that goes somewhere, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, either way, it's a numbers game. So, but it's not a numbers
Yeah,
game to
yeah.
the point of just sponsoring people and then saying next, and it's not and not actually caring about the people enough to work with them and teach them and show them. And that's there again. I'm getting right back to it. That's what this whole thing is about tonight. This is a tool to help a guideline so that you can take it. So I want I'm looking for something so that we can take somebody brand new, and after we have worked the guideline ourselves with them and taught them enough, they can take it and duplicate and do what we've done. They've got you know in front of them, they've got the guideline, they've got their sponsor who has become an example of how to do things, and when we do that, we've built a network, and the network doesn't fall apart and it grows.
Mm. Well, okay. I
And if
guess
you
we.
can take all I've said tonight and put it in words and create something that's absolutely fantastic. I realize I've said an awful lot. I talk a lot anyway. That's
Well,
that's
I, I,
one of my gift of gab, I guess.
yeah, we'll kind of digest it tonight and see if there's any way we can, figure out something else. But I'll send you this one change so you can
That's
take a look at that
That'll be great. That'll be great.
and, you know, let us know what you think might make it better, or I don't know.
Well, I'm open to any kind of suggestions that you have, anything you have. I'm wide open to it. I'm not the know all. I'm not the end all. Uh, you know, anybody on the team has suggestions that would make it easier. Yeah, we'll all look at it, and when it's if we all come together and say, yeah, this will work, this is great, then we
Right,
incorporate. Uh, the whole thing evolves. This whole business evolves, and that's the way it does it. So yeah, I'm thrilled to death with what you're doing, and I'm thrilled to death with look at what you're doing, and I'm glad to add my input to it. But like I said, I don't want my input to be the end all. I want the whole team ultimately to have input, so that we got a tool that works for the team.
okay.
My
Okay, Mike.
my
I guess we better say goodnight. It's getting late.
It is, and but my philosophy is as the team succeeds, we all succeed. So anyway,
Yay, Pete.
yay team! There we go. All right. Well, I appreciate you hanging around here tonight. I appreciate getting to talk with you. I always like to talk with you. And Doug there, I hear him still there in the background. So Doug, I'll say good night to you too, and I appreciate the work you've done. Uh, So
He just walked into the kitchen.
okay,
Just a
well,
minute.
well,
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell him your good night.
all righty, and I look forward to talking to y'all again. We'll be back again Tuesday night, and if you need me in the meantime, you know where to find me.
Okay, my God bless y'all. Take care.
God bless you too, and we
Good
appreciate
night
you.
now.
Good night.